So recently I saw the movie The Stuff. I've been wanting to watch some horror movies while I was under quarantine. While we're waiting for this damn virus to die out so we can go out and do stuff. I do miss going to the movie theater. I am an avid moviegoer. But there are some classic movies I've yet to watch, specifically a bunch of horror movies, because I do love horror movies. I am a big fan of horror. So I was watching what movies I could see in Amazon Prime, and I had a couple of them. Among them, Cabal. No, I mean the Nightbreed. Yeah, Nightbreed. Cabal is a character. I also had The Stuff and a couple of other movies. And I asked a couple of people, what should I watch? And most of them said The Stuff. And I've heard about it. I haven't seen it. I've seen a couple of scenes that look really effed up. And I do love body horror. Body horror is my favorite genre, subgenre in horror. So I saw The Stuff. And, how to say it? It just raised so many questions. So I'm gonna go down a couple of questions that the movie raised inside of me. First of all, at the beginning of the movie, one of the old people, one of the gentlemen, if you will, that discovered the stuff, the first thing he does is he sticks his finger inside of it. That's a huge red flag. You see some white bubbling stuff coming from underground, some under some rocks, and just brown ground, and you stick your finger inside of it? Why? Then he does the worst thing you could do after putting your fingers inside of it. Because putting your fingers inside of it is the second worst thing you could do. The worst thing is what he does next. He puts it inside of his mouth to taste it. Why? What would coerce anybody to put something that they don't know what it is inside their mouth? You find some sticky white stuff on the floor. You stick 2 fingers inside of it, and then you put it inside your mouth. This is the question that permeated through my mind during the whole movie. Let's get this out of the way. I did enjoy the movie. It was fun. But, this question just made me question life itself. You would think it would be impossible for somebody to be that stupid, but then you see what's been going on recently in real life and the shit people have been doing and saying. And then you say, you know what? Think about it. Just close your eyes and really think about it. Think about the people that you know. Think about all those idiots. All those morons. All those people whose IQ is lower than the room temperature. Think about all of them. You could really tell me that none of them would stick their fingers inside of some strange white stuff they found on the ground and then stick it inside their mouths? Because I could think of a couple of people that would do that. Oh yeah. People that have no sense of self-preservation at all. They would just munch on that stuff. Probably gargle it. So, barring how disgusting that is, let's proceed with the other questions I have about the movie. So, we just established that although it's stupid for somebody to do that, stick their fingers inside some unknown substance in the floor and then put it inside your mouth. Yeah, I guess that there are people that are stupid enough in real life that would do that. So, suspension of disbelief restored. Then we move to a part in the movie where there's a kid. One of the main characters is a little kid. He's hungry. He gets up at night. He goes downstairs to eat something, as most kids do. He's hungry. He goes downstairs and he goes eat something. So the kid goes downstairs. He wants to eat something, and his father gets startled. What are you doing down here? And he gets angry and he spanks his kid. go back to your room and go sleep. Why don't you want your child downstairs at night? Why does that scare you? Were you planning something weird? It's just his attitude raises too many questions. Why? Why get so angry? It makes me believe that his father is abusive. What else could I think? That he's planning something nefarious? That he has gangsters at home at night, so he doesn't want his child to know about that. It's just weird. Then the other question is, they call it the stuff. You find, barring of course that you found it on the ground and you're farming it from the ground, you have no idea where it came from, and you're putting it inside some bowls and you're selling them, and it's really popular, and the best you could come up with was the stuff? Really? Why? Weren't people back in the 80s more creative than that? That you call the thing that you find that is extremely addictive the stuff? It's just like, what was the marketing? What are we gonna call this stuff? Oh, that's a good one. What? The stuff. Print it. It's just, I would have loved to be in that board meeting when they chose that name. Okay, so after that, something I noticed about the movie is that the voice dubbing, it's really bad. Like, you can tell that the words that are coming out of their mouths, it's not actually their words, because it's dubbed over them. I don't know if the actors dubbed their own lines. Probably. But probably not. We don't. I don't know. I didn't have the attention span to actually look this up. Probably in a quick Google search, you can just look it up. So if you want to, let me know in the comment section. But I'm not that interested. It was just very jarring, especially during the scene that there are some people in a boat. They're talking, and obviously what they're saying is not coming out of their mouths. It's coming out of a studio. Then, one of the main characters, or the main character, the guy that's trying to solve the whole issue with the stuff, he gets a check with a lot of money to get the job done, find out what the stuff is made out of, and he punches a guy while he's leaving the boat. Why? Why did you punch him? Sure, he called you an asshole, but you are being an asshole. And you just punched him? You decked him. Not only did he just punch him, he decked him. The guy was in the floor. It came off as weird. Sure, I enjoy violence. I enjoy people getting punched. But usually I like to know why they're being punched. Was he a Nazi? Because I love punching Nazis. I love to see Nazis being punched. I also like punches being Nazi'd. Whatever that means. So to me, it was just weird that he would just do that, then leave. Why was the FDA so flimsy back then? Now that I think of it, was the FDA a thing back then? I don't know. Google's too far away for me to find out. Why would they allow something that nobody knows what it's made out of to just go into store shelves to be sold? It's obviously addicting. So why would they allow something so addicting to be sold? Alright, so the main character's name is Charlie, right? And there's another character named Mo. And honestly, I would love to see a movie just with Charlie and Mo, because they play off each other so damn well. They are both so damn witty, and they play off each other's wits. You know that sometimes you have a straight man and a funny man and a comedy duo. But sure, Charlie was the straight man and Mo was the funny man. But usually in those duos, you don't have both of them being so damn witty. So much so they can play off each other. And it was great. It was so damn great. Every time you have both of them in a single scene together, it was just magical. It was amazing. Honestly, it's one of the things that made the whole movie for me. Because it was just really fun to watch. Just see how they play so well and the way they use their words, I'm almost at a loss for words myself. Then a little bit afterwards, the kid heats shaving cream because the stuff is white and fluffy. He doesn't want to eat it. His family's forcing him, so he goes to the bathroom with a bucket of stuff, and he just pours it down the toilet, tries to flush it down. The stuff goes apeshit because it's sentient, and he fills the bucket with shaving cream, and then he starts eating the shaving cream, gobbling it down. And I was so confused. How can you eat shaving cream? Wouldn't that make you barf? And I was just asking myself, as the kid kept on eating and eating and eating, wouldn't you just barf because it's shaving cream? But then the kid does barf, so okay, at the very least, suspension of disbelief restored. When I'm shaving and I have a little bit of shaving cream in my tongue, I gag. You know what that gag is? That weird sound you make when you gag and you try not to throw up. You know that? Ugh. So a couple of other things happen in the movie, and then they arrive to an airport, and they leave the kid alone in the airport, and they tell the airplane pilot, if we're not back in 3 hours, take off and take the kid with you. However, a little bit afterwards, the stuff attacks the plane in the runway. My question is how? Where did the stuff came from? It just splotched against the airplane pilot's face and killed it. Killed him. Or killed them. I don't want to misgender anybody. Or at least try not to. So yeah, the airplane pilot's dead. The stuff is somehow attacking a whole ship. A whole plane, sorry. And the kid escapes. Now, I just realized something. Reading my notes. Charlie was not the main character. It was Mo. I remember because he said, you know why they call me Mo? Because when they gave me money, I always want Mo. It's a horrible joke. Now, there's a thing about Mo that I really like. Besides Mo and Charlie playing off each other really well, I also really like Mo by himself. Because he just exudes really strange, deadpan but witty charisma that I don't think I've ever seen before in any other TV series or movie. I mean, Mo acted like he was being controlled by a rival fungus thing or stuff, and was trying to stop the stuff from getting ground on Mo's race of fungi or something. Because they never really explain what the stuff is, if it's a fungi or not. Like I'm trying to think. To me, it looked like a fungus that could eat you from the inside. But I really like how Mo behaved. Like, that's my headcanon. Mo was just a man controlled by a rival blob fungi thing, maybe from a different color. And it was just trying to stop the stuff from getting ground in the planet. Maybe. Now, later on, they raid the factory with a small army with the kid. They have automatic guns and they're killing people, and they just bring the kid with them. Why would you put a child in so much danger? It just raises too many questions. Why would you do that? They're all so happy-go-lucky killing people in the factory, and the kid's just there with them? That's effed up. At the end of the day, the movie was bad. It was really enjoyable. Really, really enjoyable. But it was still bad. I mean, product of its time. I imagine its budget wasn't too high. Probably. But, I mean, it's a cult classic for a reason. And I can probably think why. The special effects, the practical effects were really good. For the time, and even nowadays, it looks grotesque, but in a really good way. That you know that experts must have done it. And Mo was such a quirky, strange character, and I loved him for it. So, do I recommend this stuff after seeing it? Of course I do. If you haven't seen it already, and if you like horror movies, go watch it. At the moment of recording this, it was in Amazon Prime if you have that. Or find any other way that you can watch it. It's a really old movie, but it's a good one. This is The Voice in the Void, reminding you I'm always watching.